Hi guys, this is Cece Carter, your Realtor for Life with Keller Williams First Coast Realty here in Jacksonville. And I wanted to just sort of run through the home buying process for you because a lot of people aren't really familiar with the process of purchasing a home. Before we go any further, please subscribe to this channel for more great videos. And so the first step in the process is to make sure that you get the right real estate partner. You want someone who's got experience, someone who has done a lot of transactions recently so that they know what the market is like, they know how to write a real estate contract. Those things are important. You need a guide who's familiar with the process. Also, the next step in the process is to know exactly how much money you have available to spend. Now, unless you're buying with cash, you're going to need a good mortgage partner. And if you don't have a lender that you trust, you want to rely on the real estate agent that you trust to put you in contact with the right lender. And that lender will look at your income, your credit, your assets, and determine what you can afford. And once you have that amount in mind, now it's time to start looking. Okay. Once we know exactly how much you have available to spend, then we can start looking for the right home. And that means understanding what your needs and wants are, understanding exactly what area of town you want to be in. And that could have something to do with how close you are to your work or what school district you want your children in. All of those things are important in addition to the specific features of the home. And once we see a number of homes that meet your criteria, you'll decide on one. And in this market, when we make an offer on a house, we really have to be aggressive about getting the house. And in a seller's market, that might mean offering a little bit higher than the list price. It might also mean sweetening the terms of the deal. In some cases, you can offer a shorter inspection period. You can offer to cure an appraisal deficit by bringing more money to the closing table. Not really something that I often recommend, but it's an option. You can also, and this is something that sellers are really interested in right now, you can also offer the sellers a lease back and say, hey, I'm going to buy the house, close on the house so that you get your money, Mr. Seller. And at the same time, I'm going to allow you to lease back the house for 30 days to give you time to find the next house so that you have a place to move to. That's something that's pretty important to sellers who need to get the money from the sale of their house in order to purchase the next house. So that's another way that you can sort of sweeten the deal for a seller and win the bid on the house. In any event, once you win the bid on the house, we go under contract. And when you go under contract, there are a number of dates that have to be hit. You have a certain number of days, and I've said this before, a certain number of days to get your binder deposit in. That's going to be typically 1% of the purchase price of the home. You're going to have a certain number of days to get your home inspection done. You definitely, even on new construction, you want to make sure you have a home inspection because you need to find out what issues are in this house before you commit to buying it, right? And so once you have a home inspection, if it's a resale, we get to go back and tell the seller, we want you to fix this, 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 and this. And the seller can decide, well, okay, I'll fix this and this, but I won't fix that. Or the seller can say, I'll fix everything on your list. Or the seller can say, I'm not going to fix anything on your list. Or the seller can say, why don't I just give you a certain amount of money, you fix everything yourself. Any of those is possible. And so we want to make sure that we get through that inspection process in a way that's comfortable for you as a buyer. Once we get through that inspection process, you're rocking and rolling on your loan. Your lender is going to order an appraisal. And an appraisal is the other thing. That's like the third thing you're going to be out of pocket up front. You got your earnest money deposit, you got your home inspection, and you've got your appraisal. And those things have to be paid in advance. And once you get through that appraisal, if the home doesn't appraise, you don't have to buy it. If the home appraises for less, we can ask that seller to come down on the price of the house. Or you can decide, you know what, I love this house so much, I'm just going to bring more money to closing to cure that appraisal deficit. Any of those things is possible. Once we get through the appraisal, you're rocking and rolling on the loan. And anything that your lender asks you for, you give them immediately. And at some point, we get what's called a clear to close. Those are the magic words. Those mean that all conditions have been met with your loan. Your loan is stamped approved, and we can schedule your closing. You go to the closing, you sign a thick stack of papers, and you walk away with keys. And that's amazing. It's an amazing feeling to be a home owner. And that's the steps. Those are the steps in the process. And I am your guide through this entire process. I will be your guide, and I won't steer you wrong. So if you have any questions, or if you feel like, you know what, I think I might be ready to start this process, hit me up on DM, shoot me a text, give me a call, send a carrier pigeon, however you feel like communicating. Reach out to me. I'm here for you. This is CC Carter, your Realtor for Life. Make it a great day.